Welcome back to another Brothers Grimm teaching video. This one's entitled That Last 800 Miles. We're going to talk about how you can just drive an additional 12 hours to get 54% increased profit. Here we go. A little background on trucking profits in the industry. Most operations work on a very small margin, 3 to 8%. This is due to lack of efficiency, turnover, lack of logistics, equipment issues. And in this freight bear market, larger companies are downsizing fleets. They're trying to maximize trucks. They're trying to load them up more. They're trying to squeeze out extra miles on these trucks. And we're going to look at how this is done in a small company and also narrowing in on how contractors can do this. Now, contractors are actually just a small cosmos of large contractors. And their operations are a lot more simple because they just run one truck. So you can focus in really hard on this one truck and make it run the best you can. Their profits will range 25 to 50% depending on how well they run their operation. And you have to keep in mind that costs are paid at the beginning of the week, and then you finally get to the profit at the end. And we're going to talk about how to maximize that last bit of profit at the end of the week. You might be shocked at how much more money you can gain just by running that extra 800 miles. We're going to run a couple case studies here. We're going to build in a lot of assumptions. Your numbers might be different, so you can just plug those in here and make those changes. But we're going to make some assumptions based on kind of a normal setup so we can compare and contrast numbers on getting that last bit of money at the end. We're going to assume you're a full-time lease operator. We're going to assume you're on a dedicated contract, about 50% drop and hook. We're going to assume your rate per mile is about $2.39. You get 90% of the gross, fixed costs. We're going to assume that you have one of those fully loaded brand new leases for $850 a week. We're going to assume you have accessories that total $70, ELD, IRP, pre-pass, those kind of things. And if the toll's $22.90, it'd be about $80 a week. And your variable costs would be 13 cents per mile for insurance, 11 cents per mile for maintenance. And for fuel, we're going to assume you get 7 miles per gallon. And fuel is expensive right now, so we're going to put in $5 per gallon in there. So that's going to be about 71 cents per mile. And so your totals will be $1,000 plus 95 cents per mile will be your costs. And that's what we're going to assume for these case studies. Alrighty, case study number 1. You have a 2,400 loaded mile week. We're going to throw in 200 miles of deadhead in there. Your revenue will be about 51, 62, 40. That's with 90% of the gross of your rate at $2.39. Your costs, you got your fixed costs at $1,000. Your variable costs will be the full 2,600 miles at 95 cents per mile, will be $24.70, and your total cost will be $34.70. So your profit for the week will be $16.92.40. Some people might think that's fine, but we're going to show how if you just add that extra 800 miles a week, you're going to get 54% increased profit. Now let's look at case study number 2. 3,200 loaded miles. We'll add 50 more deadhead on there. Your revenue is going to be $688.03 and 20 cents. Your fixed cost will be $1,000. Your variable cost will be $32.77.50. Total cost $42.77.50, and you're going to get a profit at $26.05 and 70 cents. That's going to be a 54% increased profit just by running an extra 800 loaded miles. These results a little closer. So if you just drive that extra 12 hours for the 800 miles, you're going to see a 54% increased profit in your week. And that equals to about $76 per hour, which is a pretty good rate for pure profit. Your yearly take home for case study number 1 will be $81,235.20, which is not bad. It's pretty decent for a full maintenance lease contract. Because you don't have those risks. You don't have to put aside money for repairs. You don't have to worry about too much. So it's basically just pure profit in your bank account. But if you do case study number 2, you're going to be at $125,073.60. Now, this is a 54% increase, and it's just because you ran that extra 800 miles at the end of your week. Now, even if you only hit that case study number 2 example only half of the time, you're still going to be over 100K per year. And we're talking about a freight bear market. We're talking about rock bottom rates. If you can clear 100K per year in the worst freight market, you're doing really good. Now, you got to keep in mind that all your profit occurs in the second half of your week. So if you drive that extra 800 miles, you will see that gain in 54% in profits. If you have a different situation, if you have a finance truck, if you have a paid off truck, you're going to have to set aside more money for maintenance. You're going to have to maybe set $30K over for a engine rebuild. But the same principles do apply. You are going to hit way more profits at the end of your week after all your fixed costs are taken care of. So I really appreciate having you on another teaching video, and I'm going to continue to do them as long as everybody likes them and subscribes, and we'll continue on it.